Tonight we're going to talk about direct knowing and being soul led, and how we are all one, all is connected, and we all have access to infinite intelligence and wisdom. It's just a matter of how clear of a channel we are, and are we trying to consciously connect with that intuitive guidance and wisdom. And in order to do that, first we need to believe in it and recognize that we are in it and we're part of it, and we are always connected to it. But if we don't believe in it and we're not conscious of that, we think that it's something separate outside of ourselves that we need to strive to get to, or we need to receive through somebody else, which is not the case. Everybody can tap into infinite intelligence and wisdom because you are actually it. So, you see, it's like, but because we're disconnected from ourselves, like our true selves, we have forgotten that we are infinite intelligence and wisdom, and it's always available to us. So, that is the direct path. And then we need to become receptive, and to become receptive will be thank you, Tony. Hi. You're my top fan. uh, Happy Sunday to you too. So to become receptive uh, would be to simply let go of the logical mind and for a moment perceive and be in your feminine that receives like through symbols and pictures and things that kind of don't make sense, but they do. And if for a moment you can turn off the logical mind and all the rules and regulations and everything that we've been conditioned to believe about ourselves and the world, but simply be in that presence. And I would say like a flow or meditative state, but you're not trying to meditate, you're not trying to do anything, you simply are. And in that space, and it can be achieved when you're doing something that's is like an everyday task that you do all the time. It could be when you're driving, or cutting the grass, or going for a run or a walk, or doing dishes, or cleaning. But if you can just be so fully present in the moment that you're not thinking about the past or the future, you're not like dwelling on anything, you're not going in some thought loops, but you simply are very, very present. And in that state of complete presence in the now, we're receptive to the direct knowing and wisdom. And it can come in strange ways. Um, Maybe we will not receive a complete answer to a certain question, but we'll be told, like, pink, get something pink. You need more pink in your life. And you'll be like, what? But you don't question. And you just said, okay, what is something simple that is pink? And you can buy a pink shirt or a pink dress. Or, if you have something pink, like put it out there. Or a pink pillow. Or a pink towels. Or just like a little pink souvenir or something, uh, or pink nail polish, or if you're a guy, like a pink necktie, or who knows what, but just something pink. And maybe at that moment, that's the energy that you need for whatever it is. And if you trust it and you follow it, then all of a sudden things realign. And sometimes it could be like call this person or go to this place or get rid of something that you've been holding on to that you're not using, or it's holding on like old energy and you need to get it out of your life. Um, and it's really interesting when we listen and receive, or it could be create like a certain piece of art or like start writing and you'll be like, what, I'm not a writer. Why do you want me to what? But if you just listen to that voice, uh, it knows. And if you want to use it for a particular question, it's always good to do it before you go to bed and ask the question, whatever it is. Whether it's a choice that you need to make and you're not certain about, whether it's something that you want to know spiritually or whatever other thing, just like you want to know. And if you ask the question and go to bed and fall asleep and relax, knowing that you will receive the answer, maybe you'll get a dream. Maybe, again, you get a certain prompt for doing something, or you'll be guided to click on a certain post or image, and that will guide you to the next thing. And for example, I'll give you a very simple example. Uh, at one point in my life, a couple of years ago, I knew that I wanted to travel differently. Uh, Not so much as a tourist, but more like a local. And I also knew that I did not want to spend a lot of money on traveling because I didn't want to work like a crazy person and then, like save up and go on some trip. But I actually wanted to spend more time traveling and living like a local and living with less money. Uh, and when I told people that this is what I want, everybody said that's impossible. But luckily, I'm really good to not listen to people so much, but to myself more. So I didn't think it was impossible at all. Like for me, it was very possible. Like why there shouldn't be a way for me to be able to travel and live more like a local without having to like spend a lot of money. To me, it was quite logical actually. And I just thought about it and it got me excited of like, oh, that would be really fun to do. And I don't know how, but it sounds fun and exciting. And one day I still had Facebook, and I was on Facebook, and not actually a friend, but like a friend of a friend had shared something that I clicked on, which I don't remember what exactly was, but it took me to some page, and then on the side there was some ad, and I clicked on it, and it was a blog post, and it was for people that were doing house and pet sitting. And I thought, wow, this sounds so interesting. I've never heard of that before. And the more I read about it, the more it was like, wow, this is so exciting. This is exactly what I want because I love animals. And when you go in a house and pet sit, a lot of times it's an exchange. You get a place to stay in exchange for taking care of somebody's pet and home. So it's like, you stay there for free. You still have to pay for your transportation and food, but you're gonna pay for food wherever you are. Um, so I decided, okay, I want to explore that, and ended up doing a lot of traveling with a very special soulmate of mine. So yeah, and it happened so magically, and it was just like trusting and following. And then naturally, when we started to do it, everybody was like, oh, this will be dangerous. What if this? What if that? What if whatever? So I'm glad we didn't listen to anybody else, right? And just did it. And it was exactly what we thought we were going to be. It was going to be and more. and I've had so many wonderful experiences house and pet sitting and spending very little money on travel and really enjoying it because I get to see the whole house with a pet and feel like I'm at home and explore and truly feel like I'm living in that place and not just visiting as a tourist. So anything is possible, and it's just a matter of what is it that you are wanting and being able to turn off the external world for a while, because the external world is just patterns and it just shows like the current beliefs of the time, what we believe it's possible, what we believe society believes it's good, and what society believes it's bad, and what is fashionable and what is not fashionable. But when we look back, we will see that those beliefs change all the time. And if in the 50s it was very fashionable to smoke, now it's a health risk. If certain clothes were in fashion, now they're seen like, what? So the trends and the beliefs change, and society reflects that. So you can take what you like from the current beliefs that are in fashion, but at the same time, build your own belief system and listen to your own heart and soul and be led by that. And sometimes the things that you're wanting and feeling may not be created or currently existing, but they exist as the potential, and that's why you want them and feel them. And if you want and feel them strongly, then it is your job to download them from the ether and ground them into physical reality by believing in them and following intuition and those little guidances your soul gives you. And sometimes that's where people get tripped up, because if it's a bigger thing which requires like a lot of older beliefs to be dismantled, new ones to be put in place, it takes longer. Consider like a renovation of a house. And there are always unexpected things that pop up, and the work always takes more time than it needs to, and you end up spending more time, resources, and materials. Um, but depending on how different the thing that you want to bring into the current reality is from the current existing beliefs, it will take longer usually for you yourself to believe in it, just because there will be so much evidence to the contrary, which is not real evidence naturally, but it's so like believed in by many other people that it is difficult to go against the grain and be the only person going against the grain. But if that is your case, don't be discouraged, because there are so many other people that have done this before you, and you can be inspired by their stories. The people that were the pioneers, creating something new and not giving up, and persisting and persisting and persisting and persisting, because the vision was so vivid and so strong that any failed attempt, instead of discouraging them, actually fueled the fire and made them even more determined to bring the vision into reality. And they thought, okay, this is obviously not how it works, so that's one way it doesn't work. But I know there's a way that it works, and I'm going to keep going and keep going until I discover that way that works. Uh, so you know what you want, you know what you like. Why not discover the way that life works for you through the contrast and through refining the vision and deciding, okay, yes, this, but a little different, and yeah, a little more of this and a little more of that. And think of it as an adventure, as a recipe that you're cooking, as something delicious that you're creating, that you're fine tuning always, and finding fresh ingredients, and maybe putting a little less of this and a little more of that. And maybe you're needing something that you still haven't found yet. but you enjoy the journey and stay open with a lot of curiosity and a sense of adventure instead of feeling like, oh, I'm not there yet, I have not achieved the final result yet. Being more into this space of, wow, this journey is so enriching. I'm seeing so much, I'm learning so much, I'm going deeper and deeper, and it's so fascinating. So I'm just enjoying the process of cooking this deliciousness. And as I'm cooking, I'm tasting and enjoying, and tasting and enjoying, and making a new dish and enjoying it, and a new dish and enjoying it, and fine tuning that recipe. Um, and every next one, it's better and different. And that is the spice of life.